Well, folks, it's good to be with you this morning. As I thought about what we might do for the blog this morning, I recognized that just last Monday we went through a lot of the things that have happened in our community over the last year. Today I thought maybe I'd just talk to you about it's been interesting during this last little while to be reviewing a lot of the things that have happened in this community over the last number of years. And so I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about change. You know, I have a sign on my desk in the mayor's office that says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." And you know, I've thought a lot about that over these last couple of weeks as I've thought about the things that are coming in our community. And I just want to encourage each one of us to be a big part of the positive change that's going to happen in our community. Change is something that's pretty much inevitable. And you'll recognize that we have been reaching out to you in many ways and will continue to do that to kind of get a feel for what our community would like to see this community become. I might start by telling you that early this year, I think it was probably in February, I had the opportunity to sit with all of our staff members here at the city, and we had kind of an interesting discussion. We determined that the direction that we would take is to act as though we were a brand new city, that we had just been incorporated, and make some determinations as to what kind of a city we wanted to be. This has made for a very interesting year, and I think it's made for some wonderful change at the city level. And at this point, we're kind of reaching out to the community to see what kinds of things you'd like to see happen. If I could just talk to you a little bit about my own personal experience. I moved into the city of Chubbuck in the mid-'80s, and I was thinking the other day how much this community has changed since then. At that point in time, I wasn't super involved with the community. It was kind of an outward involvement. But over the years, I started getting more and more involved. And probably about the mid-'90s, I started getting involved not as an elected official, but as a concerned citizen. And I thought about the way things had changed in that first 10 years that I lived in the city. And then about 2000, I got more actively involved in the community and doing things that made me more aware of some of the needs in our community. And I was able to be involved in some outward experience, again, not as an elected official, to try to help effectuate some change in areas that I thought needed to happen. Well, interestingly enough, a few years later, I decided to run for the city council. The first time I ran for the city council, after I had declared, I then started looking around, and there were a number of individuals who declared to run for city council that year. And so I didn't get too actively involved. I thought, you know what, I saw a couple of individuals that they'd be great city council members. And so I didn't run very much of a campaign. And in that day and age, we ran what they called the horse race. You put your hat in the ring, and then the two top vote getters were put on the council. Well, I came in third, and that was okay with me, but I got more involved at what the council was doing at that point in time. I'm grateful for those who were elected, and that was the year 2006, and we had two great individuals who were elected who I thought served this city very well as they served on the council. Then I had the opportunity again in 2010 to run again for the council and had the opportunity to be part of the city council. You know, it's been interesting. It's a whole different ball game when you get involved as an elected official and you start seeing the realities. But I just want to express gratitude for the 8 years that I've been here to see the participation level of our citizenry. There has been a lot of support that I have felt, and there's been a lot of times that there's also been some disagreement, and I've always been appreciative of those who are willing to come together and have discussions for the betterment of our community. I think the thing I'd like to say mostly at this point in time, change is certainly in our horizon. There's little doubt about that. We've got some wonderful things that are happening in our community right now that will bring some change. We have a society that is changing on us, and it's going to be important for us to determine exactly what we want to be as the city of Chubbuck. I see some wonderful things going forward. So I'd like to conclude this experience today just by encouraging each one of you to become personally involved. We've got surveys that are happening. There's the opportunity to come in and talk with elected officials. We're very open to the things that the citizenry want us to hear. So I want to encourage each of us to get involved. I think probably a way that each of us can get involved immediately and right now would be to look around our neighborhoods and see the things that are going on there and be a part of the change that happens in our neighborhoods. I think that's the way it's going to happen in this community, is for each individual to determine what kind of a community do I want to live in, what kind of changes would I like to see, and just again, start being that change in our community. We've got some great things coming down the pike, I know that. But along with some of those growth things are going to come some challenges too. And I think if we face them together and work through them together, we can come out on the other end in a much better place. So I just want to express gratitude for the opportunity to be part of the leadership of this community right now, but most importantly, the grassroots efforts that happen all of the time. I've come to recognize without that grassroots effort, it wouldn't be possible to do the things that we need to do. So again, as your mayor, I want to commit my very best. I want you to know that I have great confidence in the city council that is elected and sitting, and I know that they have the very best of this city in mind. So as we go forward, let's collectively come together, come up with our best ideas, put our best foot forward, and become all that the city of Chubbuck has the potential to be. I'm grateful to be part of you and to be with you, and we'll talk to you again next week. Thanks.